Hey guys, let's understand how the data frame dot replace method works. Okay, on my left hand side you have an Excel file. Okay, in the Excel file, in each column you have got certain values which you do not want, which are like false values or sometimes system generated values which are really a false value, and you would like to replace it with some value. For example, 0. I would like to instead have 0 in place of the 6 9s. So dot replace method is quite handy and quite easy to use. So how do you really use it is use the data frame variable. I'm going to show you practically all of this. However, at the moment just look at the syntax. So data frame variable dot replace, what would you like to replace with what value, with a comma. So I would like to replace the 6 9s minus 6 9s comma with 0. So when you run this, you can see the value for the third 1 2019 has been changed. Similarly for other values also. Now let's see it practically. Okay, let's see it practically. So for that, I have just built a simple data on my Excel file, and it has got some very simple data. Okay, and some stars here, some dollar symbols, some ampersand symbols, some dash symbols. Just have created a random data. The very first thing we will do, we will read this data. Okay, this is like many times we have seen it in the last couple of videos. Simply, we are reading the Excel file and I'm printing the data frame. So this is the data frame variable, which is the exact replica of my Excel file. Now, as I have the data frame variable, let's learn one by one. The first thing we will learn, how do you replace multiple columns in pandas, right? Pandas replace in multiple columns. So for that, I'm going to simply insert a cell below and start. Let's print it so that while writing the code for this one, we can also see the data. So data frame. Now I would like to replace what? All nines. Okay, wherever there are nines, I would like to replace it. First, let's learn this. So for this, write replace in parenthesis. Pretty simple one. And then write the value that you would like to replace. Minus 1 2 3 4 5 6. I would like to replace this with what value? I would like to replace this with 0. So now in my entire data frame, wherever this 999 is there, it is going to replace with 0. Now if I run this, you will see those two values got replaced now with 0, right? Now let's say here, let me insert another cell below. If I'm printing data frame here in another cell, what is happening? It is again appearing, right? You can see again it has appeared because it is taking the initial data frame. Okay, it is taking the initial data frame. Now in case you would like to replace the current data frame with the replaced value, all you do simply type in place equals to true. Just write this and then print the data frame. Shift enter. If you see, it has anyways got replaced with 0, this 9 9s. Now if you print n number of times after that, you can see everywhere it will continue to hold that value because we are replacing the previous data frame with the current execution. In place is equals to 2. If not, if you don't want to use it, again you can define like this, something like new underscore data frame is equals to, like this you can define and keep using the new one. But again, I feel this is fine. Okay, so you understood how to use the replace one. Clear? You have understood this. Great. Now let's learn one more thing here. In my data, if you see there's a dash symbol. Sometimes in your data, largely you might have some kind of a system generated symbols are coming. Let's say there's a dash symbol. I would like to replace the dash symbol. So pandas replace dash with nan, not a number, not a number. So how do I do this? Now to do this, simply write the same. No, it will repeat the same thing most of the time. So it is saying data frame dot replace within parenthesis. What would you like to replace? I would like to replace the dash. So you simply write that, comma, with what would you like to replace? With nan. Now nan, remember this nan is a function of numpy. Numpy is a, so you have to also import numpy as np. This is the alias name. Okay. Now once you have done that, come here because you need nan, that's why. So I'm saying numpy dot, then it can pull nan. Now if I'm going to, again, if you like to in place is equals to true, you can do that. In place is equals to true, and then you need to print manually this data frame, run it. Now look at the dash symbol on 5th of January 2019. If I'm going to run this, what happened? Now this got replaced with nan. So pandas replace dash with nan. You learned this specific part. Let's move on. Now the next thing that we will learn, pandas replace multiple characters. Now replace multiple characters. For that, what we will do, for example, I would like to replace -9, 8 and 7, and all of these things I would like to replace. Okay, now what should I do? Now first thing what we will do, because we have in place is equals to true, we have written, right? So I'm refreshing the data frame so that the data frame variable now holding this one, the exact data that I'm seeing in the Excel. Okay, now let's go down here. Pandas replace multiple characters. Now before you write, let me print data frame so that it becomes easy to see and write. Okay, so data frame dot replace parenthesis. Let's say I would like to replace 3 values here. Now when there are multiple values, what you use a square bracket. Within the square bracket you can write your values. So I'm writing 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 nines, and the other one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 eights, and the next one is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So all this 9 9 8, all these things I am replacing with what you would like to replace, comma, let's say I would like to replace with 0. Okay, now if I'm going to run this, look at it, what is going to happen. Now I am replacing multiple characters. Okay, run it. So what is happening? You can see 0 0 I have got everywhere for all the 3 values. Getting it? Now there are also questions would come. Rakesh, what if for 999 I want to put 0, for 888 I want to put 1, for this one I want to put something else? So based on condition, how to do that? So next thing we are going to learn, pandas replace cell values based on condition. Okay, let's insert a cell below. Slowly, slowly you should learn one by one. So let me print the data frame. Okay, so this is how the data frame is. Now the first thing I would like to do is replace 999 with zeros. Okay, so again your method remains the same, replace. Now when you have to deal with multiple values, remember, use a dictionary. Hit on enter so that you get more space to write. Now here there are conditions. The first condition is, see, -9999, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this one I would like to replace with 0. Okay, now the next thing, let's say 888 888, I would like to replace this with another different value, let's say 1. And let's say this 7 minus 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah, this one I would like to replace with a string. Okay, so pandas replace cell value based on condition. If this is there, then you put 0. If this is there, then you put 1. If this is there, then you put unknown. So this is based on condition. Now look at it, what's going to happen if I run it. You can see here I have got unknown, here I have got 1, and here I have got 2 zeros. Clear? Okay, so this one we have learned, pandas replace cell value based on condition. Let's move on to our next topic. Pandas replace all special characters with space. So what are those special characters? So if you closely look at my data frame, you can see, let me show you in the Excel, it has got 2 stars here, it has got 3 dollar symbols here, it has got 1 ampersand symbol here. So like that, your entire data may have multiple different symbols which you like to simply remove them. You don't like to remove 60, you would like to keep the 60, but the special characters you would like to remove. In that case, how you do it? So pandas replace all special characters with space. Okay, now let me show you how you really do this. Again, the same method, replace, then parenthesis. Remember, this is a basic one, and then I am simply doing a dictionary because I have to write multiple values. Hit on enter. Done. Now what I want to do, I would like to replace column wise. Let's say, let me teach you this, how you do column wise. Okay, let's say I'm simply saying under temperature underscore max, under this column, if you find, put single quote and then put square bracket. If you find a star symbol, if you find a ampersand symbol, or if you find a dollar symbol, right, or you find a dash symbol, so like that you are writing all the symbols that you like to replace. Okay, now what you do, put a comma here, then the next column you write, next column is temperature underscore mean. So I'm controlling as per the column wise. Maybe some columns may have some extra symbols you would like to place them. So this is how you place. With the square bracket, you simply write it without any space. Simply keep writing them. Okay, comma. Let's say this one, my temp min doesn't have a dash symbol, so I'll remove this dash. Okay, if you want to keep, it's not going to harm. Let's say the third one is what? Temp underscore average. So temp underscore average, column name, and then put a colon here, and the same thing you copy paste. Okay, now wherever it finds this kind of a symbols, it is going to replace them with what that you have not defined. So you have only defined, look for, these are the things in this columns. Okay, you defined it. Now replace them, you put a comma, and then you write what would you like to replace with. Either it could be a 0, it could be 1, or it could be just a, so because our stars are along with some number, so we don't have to replace everything, right? So what we will do, we will put single quote without any space, that means a blank value, replace with a blank value, comma, and these things are called regular expression. Okay, remember this, when you write this kind of a square bracket and symbol, these are called regular expressions. So here you simply use a parameter called regex parameter. This is there in the documentation also. So first you write what to replace with what value, and you have a parameter called regex. So here all I have to do, simply say regex is equals to true. Okay, now look at it, what's going to happen. This is very interesting. Wherever we have this star symbols will be removed, dollar symbols will be removed, ampersand will be removed, dash will be removed. So let's see that. Let me run it. So what happened here, you can see you got a clean data now. Do you see? You had all the star, dollars and all of that. Now what happened, you got a clean data. Do you see? So this also will be very useful. So you have learned about pandas replace all special characters with space. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. We are going to meet once again with more such interesting contents which would enable you to understand everything and then apply them practically. So let's move on to our next topic.